Let's make a kaleidoscope. Just in case you don't know what a kaleidoscope is, let's take a look. Now, ours won't be quite as cool as some of the best kaleidoscopes that you've ever seen, but essentially kaleidoscopes are devices that let you see these really cool color patterns. I don't know that we're going to get something that cool, but we're going to work on something. So, what we're going to do, first of all, let's go ahead and put some comments in to say what it is we're doing. It's a kaleidoscope, and I'll spell it for you. Not the easiest word to spell. And what else? Let's go ahead and let's make sure that we save this guy. So click on the three bars and say Save As, and let's type kaleidoscope here. There we go, something like that. And then save. Okay. Then what we're going to need is something that we can draw with. So we're going to make a cursor. I don't know if you realize it, but this thing that when you move your mouse around, the thing that moves around on the screen, that is known as a cursor. Also, when you move, when you hit the right and left arrow on the keyboard, with that thing, that vertical bar that you see that's moving around, that guy is also known as a cursor. Anyways, we're going to use a cursor to draw. We could call it pen if we wanted to, but I'm just going to call it cursor to get you used to that language. Okay, so we're going to make our drawing pen a circle. We could easily do it as a rectangle or a star or whatever else, but we're just going to make it as a circle. We'll make it as a radius of 5, and we'll make the ink blue in color, although you could make it whatever color you want. And then we're going to create an on-mouse drag function, and we're just going to use X and Y. You might recall that, or if you've seen unit, I think it's unit 3 where we learn on mouse drag. So you might recall seeing mouse X, mouse Y. A lot of times that's how it's done, and that works. It's just there's less typing if we make this just X and Y instead of mouse X and mouse Y. So I'm just going to take the lazy route here. Let's see what else. We're going to check to see if X is less than 200. That would be sort of, if I look at, it would be sort of this half of the screen, the left half of the screen. And let me get myself out of the way here. And then the thing I also want to check, though, I only want to draw in this upper left corner. So the other thing I'm going to check is that I'm going to check to see if Y is less than 200 also. And the way that I do that is by putting this AND statement in between the two. This is something that comes up in Unit 5, which is called a compound conditional. An if statement is a conditional because either it will do something or it won't. It'll only do it if something is true, if the condition is true. And in this case, this is the condition. It's one big condition. And since there's two parts to the condition, it's actually two conditions, we call it a compound conditional. You can have a compound conditional with an and you can have it with an or. We just happen to be doing and because I only want to draw in this upper corner. So both X has to be less than 200. Here's X is less than 200. And Y has to be less than 200. Here's Y is less than 200. Okay, so then if that's the case, we will have the cursor follow the mouse. So I'll say cursor.centerX equals X. X is where the mouse is. Cursor.centerX is the X position of the circle. And then we'll go cursor.centerY equals Y. That'll make it so that those two statements make it so that the cursor will be wherever the mouse is at. Let's go ahead and check it out. I'm going to go ahead and hit run. And then I'm going to go ahead and, it's on mouse drag, so I have to click and hold in order for this to work. But you'll notice as long as I'm in the upper left corner, I get a cursor that's sort of following the mouse. Now, if I move over here to the right, nothing happens. Down here, nothing happens because of our if X is less than 200 and Y is less than 200. All right, next. Let's draw a circle wherever the cursor was. And we'll do that by saying circle X comma Y. That sets the the center of the circle to wherever the mouse is. And at this point, the mouse is where the cursor is. And then 5 is the radius. And then fill equals blue. And then let's see how that works out. Let's go ahead and hit run. And again, if you try dragging your mouse over here, nothing. But if you drag your mouse over here, you get a little magic. See what I'm saying? Neat, huh? Okay, so now we got a drawing program, but I want to make it into a kaleidoscope. So what we need to do is also draw the reflected parts of the image. And we're going to draw the horizontal reflection. And the way that we do that is to make another circle, but instead of being at x comma y, it'll be at 400 minus x comma y. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to now put a radius of 5 and a fill of, let's have this one be a different color. And then I'm going to go ahead and run this baby, and I'd like you to run it and see what happens. All right, I'm hopeful that you ran it and that you got it to work. And if so, check me out. I'm going to go ahead and start drawing here. And notice that I get a nice reflection that is it's a horizontal reflection. In other words, I'm reflecting horizontally. I'm reflecting from the left to the right. That is a horizontal reflection. Okay, let's also do a vertical reflection. So we will draw the vertical reflection. And to do that, we will go circle. And instead of x comma y, we will do, oh, wait a second. Before I say anything, I want you to pause the video and see if you can guess what you need to do next. Give it a try. And if you can figure it out, great. If you can't figure it out, hit play, and I'm about to show you how to do this. You ready? Okay, I'm hopeful that you paused the video and you tried it yourself. I'm going to go ahead, and this time for vertical reflection, I'm going to do 400 minus y instead of 400 minus x. And we'll set the fill to a different color. Equals, let's try green, and then we'll go ahead and run that code, and then voila, I'm beginning to have some kaleidoscope-like action. Not bad, eh? Okay, now one last thing. Let's get that that corner down here, and that will be both a vertical and a horizontal reflection. Draw the vertical and horizontal reflection. And we will do that with a circle. And instead of x comma y, we will do something else. And I'm going to let you take a minute, pause the video, try to figure out what you need to do. Hopefully you're picking up on it. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and finish typing the color. The fill will, I'm going to make the fill black for this, but you could make it whatever color you want. And I'm just about ready to show you how I'm going to do the vertical and horizontal reflection. I hope you paused the video. I hope you already tried it yourself. Here I go. This time I'm going to do 400 minus x and 400 minus y. And then when I go and I do run and I draw, I now have kind of a kaleidoscope going. Not bad, eh? I think it's pretty cool. Anyways, I hope that you have enjoyed this. Certainly there are many other things that you could do with this. I just wanted to give you a starting point for something that's pretty cool, not too difficult to do. It involves using an on-mouse drag. It involves using a compound conditional. It involves using a reflection. And what else? I guess that's mostly it. Is there anything else I want to do? I think I'm just going to leave it right there. Just make sure that you have saved this, as Kaleidoscope, and then show it to me, and I may have a few questions for you about this.